So we've connected our objectives to our purpose, as well as to how we grow, right, our revenue model, and we also confirm that they're not business as usual. But before we jump into key results, let's make sure the objectives we have are the best ones possible. Or in the context of OKRs, making sure that they describe what matters most. One of the simplest ways to improve your objectives is to share them with others. For myself, I love the moment when I get to share them with my team. It brings me a sense of excitement, but also fear, right? I put all this work into crafting these objectives, but the most important moment is getting that external feedback. And speaking of giving feedback, I also love giving feedback on objectives. And so let me take you through some of the questions that I ask when I see objectives for the first time. First, let's check it against the basic hallmarks of an objective. Is it meaningful? Is what we're describing a real top priority for our team and organization? Is it audacious? Is it pushing your team to do something that it didn't think possible? And third, is it inspiring? Is it easy to remember? Is it memorable? Is it something your team can embody for the quarter ahead? Now, here are 5 questions that I'd ask the team to help guide the feedback on these objectives. First, are you asking for something incremental or a leap or discovery? Second, can you make your objective more specific? Third, do you need to make it more action-oriented? Fourth, can you say the same objective but in a more concise way? And fifth, can you make it more memorable? Are there ways for you to tie it into your culture? I really like these 5 questions, and so let me share a little bit of why I ask each of them. So the first question, is what you're asking incremental, a leap, or a discovery? OKRs are meant to describe what's different and what we want to change. And so if it's incremental to the status quo, you should describe it in that way. If it's a leap and something audacious that you're pushing the team to do, you may want to make it inspirational and motivational because you're not quite sure how you're actually going to get there. And the third, are you trying to discover or learn something new? And if so, frame it as a hypothesis of what we're trying to learn in the quarter ahead. And you might ask how audaciousness fits in this, right? You've got incremental goals that can really stretch your team. You even have leaps and bounds, these bigger goals, which of course the audaciousness fits there. And this last one, this discovery or learning something new, sometimes when you embark on something new as a team, just learning if it's the right path or not is something that is bold. Ultimately, determine where you are and where you want to go, and use the language that's going to inspire the change you want to see happen on your team. The second question I ask around, can an objective be made more specific, right? Vague goals are weak goals, and specific goals that are concrete and action-oriented are things that give clarity to your team. Answering this question is a little bit of an art, right? Because you want to have that objective that's strategic and bold, but you want to make sure it has a little bit of specificity, right? Because a strategic goal could be really vague and not provide the clarity it needs to for the team. If you start to become too specific and it becomes looking like a list of maybe tasks or actions, try to pull it out a bit to give your team a little more room for creativity. The next question I ask that's on the list is the objective action-oriented? The language we use is so important, right? We can use passive language, but that's not going to inspire. Or we can use more action-oriented language. When we craft these objectives, we can't force teams to do things, right? These objectives need to evoke the actions that we want to see. And so a very clear litmus test for this one is, does the objective that you describe, does it inspire the next right action you want to see happen? The fourth question I like to ask is, can we say this objective in a simpler and more concise way? The language we use is really important. And when we say things in more verbose and jargony, it doesn't connect with the team, right? So try to find ways to simplify and be more concise, because when we're direct with the objectives that we want to accomplish, it's easier for our team to understand. And the final question I ask is, can you make this objective even more memorable? Are there ways to tie it into your culture? Because as we talked about earlier, our organizations stand for something. And when we tie our objectives to that higher purpose, it makes them more memorable, but it also shows how the things we're striving for fit with the bigger picture. Hopefully we're feeling good about the 3 to 5 objectives that we've narrowed in on. We've got some more examples below to show these questions in action, and we're about to jump into the how, the key results. And so join me for that in the next chapter.